Selena O'Neill, and I've been vegan for nearly 2 years now. I originally went vegan for ethical reasons because I learned about animal exploitation, just all the stuff that goes on. It's pretty horrible, a lot of tears, a lot of pain, and a lot of like, whoa, how did I not know this before? So I linked all the ethical stuff below, and I will continue to for this series. So before being vegan, I was someone that had your typical like skinny girl, wants to stay thin, so starves and calorie restricts and skip meals and won't eat for a day, then binge the next day, and just I was that typical girl, which is a pretty sad stereotype, but I think it's something that is all too common. So many women will look at food as the enemy. That was me 100%. You know, I would even got to the point where I was calorie tracking everything I was eating, to the point where I thought that, okay, eating 800 calories a day meant that I should, you know, I'd be strong or a good person if I ate 800 calories a day, exercise excessively. And yeah, when I was younger, I was miserable and I hated food and I had a horrible relationship with my own self-esteem, my body. But yeah, I looked skinny. And that was so detrimental to my health. I totally think I had so much stress and skin problems because of that. But also it was just this internal struggle that I just felt horrible. You know what I mean? Like I just did not feel good. So when I went vegan for ethical reasons, and I learned that you could eat as much like whole foods or vegan foods as you wanted, and you wouldn't gain weight. Actually, you would get to a really healthy thin weight. So I was just like, wait. You can eat as much whole foods as you want and not gain weight? And then I started learning more and more about this, and I started eating, like the first time in my life, I was eating like massive smoothies for breakfast, like seconds and thirds for lunch and dinners. Like I was just eating so much, so full, and it was incredible. I was just like, how am I not gaining weight? Like I actually got thinner and I felt better, and I was like, you know, going for runs and like wasn't even exercising that much, but my weight was like still the same. And I was just like, whoa, like this needs to be told. Like I came from, since 11, so 11 to like 17, I was calorie restricting, you know, I was eating meat, dairy, eggs, and because all of those foods are very high in fat and very high in cholesterol and like animal protein, they pack on the weight. You know, you can't eat unlimited amounts of them and not gain weight. But if you eat high carb, low fat, whole food vegan most of the time, you can pretty much eat as much as you want, like no more calorie restriction. So for me, that was just like, what? Like this is crazy. So that's why I'm making this series, to kind of share my recipes that I like, but also just promote the fact that eating is amazing and you can do it when you eat this way. Two, I'm an ethical vegan, so I'm so passionate about animal rights and the fact that environmental strain that happens with animal agriculture. Again, I've listed all of this information below. Number three, I'm really over the fact of people saying sugar makes you gain weight. It totally doesn't. There's so many studies to back that up and prove it, in terms of like fruit and whole foods. Number four, a lot of people think that veganism is like tasteless, that it's hard to make, it's difficult, it's expensive, it's annoying. I thought all of that stuff too, so that's why I'm making this series, to be like, nope, that's all a really bad opinion that isn't true for most vegans that, you know what they're eating, you know how to get the right nutrients and eat enough. And yeah, basically the point of this series is like, eat as much as you want of these types of foods, you'll feel amazing, you'll look amazing, and yes, it is really that, it's that good, and it is true. Okay, so without further ado, let's start with this series. Okay, so for breakfast, I usually will always have a smoothie of some sort. So whether that is bananas, dates, mangoes, usually it's one of those fruits kind of as the base, and then I'll just add whatever in. Today, unfortunately, I didn't have that much fruit in my pantry and fridge, so I had these tiny bananas that weren't that ripe, and some dates, and I actually added in some coconut sugar to kind of compensate that lack of calories. I recommend eating at least, or drinking at least, a liter of a smoothie or more, definitely depending on your own fitness levels, metabolism, how often you move throughout the day. I'm pretty sedentary. I do exercise for like half an hour most days, but it's very low activity. It's not hard. So I'm pretty sedentary, so I try and eat 2,000 calories, like minimum. I try and eat, I find that I am my best and I'm my most vibrant and I feel my best when I eat more than 2,000 calories. But that's just me. I think for a lot of growing people, just get out of the idea of counting calories and make sure you're eating enough. That is my biggest tip. Like, make sure you're eating as much as you want, and you won't gain weight. You'll feel better and your whole body will just heal itself. There is just so much information out about this, so I'm linking it all below, but take it from me, eat as much as you like. You'll feel awesome. You'll look awesome when you feel awesome. It's kind of how it works. So this smoothie was really basic. Again, just coconut sugar, almond milk, dates, bananas, adding in some water. Basically, you guys know the drill, and it's just a really good go-to smoothie. You can pack for lunch or breakfast, or ready to go. You can put it in a mason jar, or you can have it. I actually sometimes like to put it in the freezer if I don't use ice, because I love cold smoothies and I love freezing bananas. Freezing bananas in smoothies, yeah, amazing. Alright, now for lunches, I will usually have another big liter plus smoothie, or I will take maybe an hour out of my week once or twice a week to bulk make some food. So today I did just that. The whole time it took me around an hour to actually cook it all, but in saying that, this lasted me 3 different lunches. So for the next 2 days, I had lunch just to heat up in a pan, and it took me like 3 or 4 minutes. So for me, eating quality food that tastes good and making it in bulk is like the way to go. So this is just a vegan kind of spaghetti bowl. It's really easy to make. Basically, all you need is gluten-free pasta, some veggies, some pasta sauce, some canned tomatoes, lentils, herbs and spices, and some onion and garlic. So then just heat up the onions and garlics with some water in a non-stick pan, and then go ahead and just finely chop up all of the veggies you have on hand. And then all you're doing is gonna boil some pasta, and then you're gonna add in all the veggies and lentils. I love to add in some lentils. I feel like legumes, or just add that extra, yes, protein, but also just keeps you fuller longer and kind of I feel like it gives the dish some substance to it, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like quite filling. And then you're just gonna add in a can of just tomatoes. Again, try and get this organic and salt reduced. And then when you've drained the pasta, I actually transfer all of the vegetables into another pot and add in another can of tomatoes. And I'm just gonna stir through that. Now when that's all stirred through, this is when you can add some extra flavor. I love adding in like chili flakes, like some pepper, garlic powder. I love like an Italian herb mix, tastes so good. So yeah, I just chuck all that in, and then I let it simmer for about 20 to 30 minutes. And that's when I cut up a fresh salad of just tomatoes and cucumbers, and basically, yep, that's it. And then I just combine the leftovers, so I have it all packaged up and ready to go. Yep, it's that easy. Another tip with pasta is, I personally feel best eating gluten-free. So this one was a mix of, I think, like quinoa, brown rice. I would definitely recommend experimenting with different types of gluten-free pasta. Stay away from like the stuff that is really processed, and go for more like the rice, corn bases. Okay, so before I'm making dinner, we had a little snack, and it is just some bread with some cashew cheese on. This is like a local brand that makes it fresh, and it's all organic and natural, and oh my gosh, like cashew cheese is amazing. I used to be obsessed with cheese, and then when I learned about the dairy industry and how cheese is made and like what happens to the cows, I totally just stopped eating it, and I was like, you know what, I don't want that, I don't want to support that. That to me is exploitation, to me that's even rape. I just do not agree with dairy at all. So then finding these cheese alternatives like cashew cheese or like Daiya cheese, however you pronounce it, was like a lifesaver. I don't eat cheese, as in like vegan cheese, every day, but it's a great little snack, and this cashew cheese spread on bread is amazing. So then yeah, basically we're gonna make some spring rolls. Spring rolls are really, really easy to make. All you need is the actual like noodles, and this is like a really good brand. It's just like a bean thread. It looked like kind of squishy, weird stuff when we made it, but it tasted really good. It was so easy just to heat up, and yeah, I definitely recommend it. And then also all you need is some rice paper rolls. Again, I just got these kind of wrappers from the local health food store, and then all you need is just some fresh veggies. So we just had some carrots, some cucumber, and some capsicum, and then I just cut up some beans and asparagus and kind of heat them up with some tamari and some water, and then I'm just gonna boil up the noodles and just chuck them in for like 5 minutes, I think it was. Yeah, like 5 minutes. Actually making the noodles, it is so easy. All you're gonna need is like a bowl of water, put some hot water in it, and then put the sheets in individually, take them out, kind of lay it down, and that's when you can just add in the noodles, the sweet chili sauce, tamari, some veggies, and just wrap it up. It's seriously so easy to do, and it's kind of fun. I mean, I would recommend this to like do it with your family or some friends, you know, get out the cashew cheese, some lemon water, and have yourself one crazy party. That wasn't a joke, because that's literally what my family and my friends and I, that's what we do. So that's basically it with this video. The best thing you can do for me is actually try some of these out with your family. If you're someone that still lives at home, I would definitely recommend asking your parents to cook with them or cook for them. I think that's the best way to kind of transition a more vegan friendly environment. If you're interested in eating vegan or just want to eat more food and not put on weight, as I imagine most women watching this would agree with, definitely try this out. Check out links below for the ethical vegan side. It's crazy. You need to know about it. Trust me, it's crazy. And then the health side, the health benefits to being vegan, equally as amazing. And I was just like, what? How is this not public information? How is no one living like this? You know. So yeah, all those links are below. So there's like an abundance of vegan, healthy information, and